Gamer friends, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Josiah, and we are ready to roll. I feel like going on a flight in the 1950s. What do you think?
Sounds good to me. All right, so today we are talking about how we are late to the party with this game called Pan Am.
Yes.
And I really quickly wanted us to tell like our criteria for we're late to the party because we kind of discussed it briefly.
Yeah.
But we decided if the game is 5 years old or older.
Yeah, it qualifies.
Yes, and if it's something that we had heard a lot of people talk about.
Right.
And so we decided that this game hit those marks because it was 2020, which I cannot believe that's 5 years ago.
No, it's wild.
But it came out in 2020, and so it is a 5-year-old game. We have heard a lot of hype about it originally. I actually haven't heard a ton about it recently.
Yeah, it kind of fell off, didn't it?
It has a little bit, but I still feel like it fits really well into this, like 5 years later, we're just now playing it and discovering it for the first time.
Yeah, and we will tell you what we think about it later in the video.
Yes. All right, so the gameplay itself.
Yeah, so like it's Pan Am, so it's probably set in the 1940s to 1970s, somewhere in that range, and it's
a route building
game, has a little bit of worker placement in it.
Yeah, you're trying to develop, I guess, your own
route,
routes throughout the world.
Yeah.
And that's really the goal. Your goal is to have more stock than anybody else in the game by the time it's over, by the time the end of 7 rounds.
The more stock in Pan Am.
Because Pan Am is going to try and take over the world.
They are. Yeah.
What we loved about this game. We're going to talk about what we love about this game.
Yeah.
So there's actually this bidding mechanism.
Uh-huh.
And when I first hear bidding, that does not sound interesting to me at all. Like, I don't enjoy auction games, and this is like, right alongside auction is bidding. And I just don't love that.
Yeah, but this is not that.
It isn't.
This is not at all that.
So you're bidding for the place where you're going to place out your worker, which is called engineer, right?
Engineer, yes.
So you're placing out your engineers across the board. And if I place it on a spot that he wants, he can actually place his worker above it and have to pay more for that spot, and it knocks me out.
Yes, and you get that engineer back to place somewhere else. And each section of the board has, I think, 4, maybe 5 spots.
I think it's 4, yeah.
Yeah, ranging in different prices. So from $0, up to, I think one of them is $9 or 12, something to like pretty expensive. Yeah, and so the bidding is really just for that spot on the board.
Correct.
And so it's really fun. It was very surprising.
Yes, because
how much fun it was.
Yeah, I don't generally think I will like a bidding game, but that was really fun.
Yeah.
Probably because it is a take that, and we do enjoy a take that, and so even though so I wasn't like deliberately trying to sabotage you. But I was like, if I want it and you want it, there is that element of like, well, I'm going to get here first because I want to make sure I get it cheaper or whatever.
Or if there was several times in the game where I wanted to do something, but you ended up getting there first. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, well, I want that spot. I have the money for it. And it's going to hurt you a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? Win, win, win.
Yeah. So that was a great part of the game. I really loved that part.
Yeah, so this game has really good decisions that you have to make. Because one is that, like, you're weighing, do I pay money? Because you need the money to buy the stocks.
Right.
So do I pay money, or do I change my strategy a little bit to not have to spend so much, or to be able to get to do more on my turn? So there's definitely some really good decisions that you have to make throughout the game.
Absolutely. And then there's stock buying. Mm-hmm. So there's a section on the board where there's stocks, and it goes from like 3 to, I can't remember what it is, 9 or 10, something like that. And based on the event card that comes up, the stock price goes up or down. And so you don't know what it's going to do in the next round.
And once the stock is up pretty high, you're like, do I take my chances? Like, I can wait and not buy stock this round and hope that it goes down.
Get it at a better
price.
But
then it could go up as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's to me, that's very thematic because obviously we don't know if stocks are going to go up or down.
Yeah.
And so that's one of those things that you're like,
yeah, so you're kind of like a little mini stock trader as part of the game. Anyway.
Which sounds really boring, but it was really fun.
It really wasn't. And it's such a small part of the game.
It is.
As well. So it's not like a big, super huge mechanic of the game. Although stocks are the victory points in the game. So I guess there's...
Yeah, but it's again, it's that decision space of when do I do this? Do I take a chance and buy them now, or do I take a chance and buy them later? Both feel like a little bit risky.
Yeah.
So that's good. Then there's this other mechanism. It's a really small part of the game, but at different parts in the different rounds in the game, you'll unlock bigger planes.
Yeah.
And so that's really fun because you have to have a certain plane to go to on certain routes.
Right.
Because the routes are going to be short routes, so you can have little planes, which are like 1 and 2 planes, or they start getting bigger in the 3s and 4s, and you have to have big planes to go really far like that. And so that's really thematic, and it makes an interesting element of, okay, I want to start building routes in the bigger amounts because it's going to help me in the game, but I have to wait for that plane to get unlocked before I can even attempt to go that far.
I loved this part of the game. It was really cool to me because I was able to plan out when I was going to be able to unlock that. It unlocks it several rounds in. The 3 unlocks first, and then the 4 plane unlocks at round 6. Anyway, and so you can like build up okay, I want to build up enough money to be able to buy those because they're really expensive. Mm-hmm. And also I want to build out my routes to where I'm at least adjacent to one of the routes that are big.
Yes.
So that when I get my 4 or 3 plane, I have the route availability. So that was a really cool part of the game that I really enjoyed. And then there's a section that's called the directives, and it's a stack of little cards that give you bonuses for different sections of the game. But there's another element to the directives section of the game where if you place your engineer there, you get to place that engineer for the next round before the round actually starts. And so you can kind of get a little head start on the round.
Yeah, because there are first player markers, but your engineer gets to be placed before the first player gets to go. Whatever engineers are in that order. And so they get to place theirs first, and then the first player goes.
Right. And so you can kind of kickstart your next round, and I loved that. Mm-hmm. I also loved that there were a couple of times where I didn't have a place I really wanted to go in the rest of the board. I could always fall back on that.
Right.
Because you get a directive card, which gives you a bonus, and you get to kickstart your next round, mm-hmm. which I just thought was so cool.
It is really fun. And who doesn't love playing with little airplanes? They were cute, and it's fun. You get these little airplanes that you actually get to place out your little airplanes on the board. That's fun, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
We wanted to talk about who we thought might enjoy this game the most.
Yeah.
And so obviously, if you're someone who enjoys route building, so this would be a step up definitely from a Ticket to Ride. Ticket to Ride is like a route building game, but this one is a lot more complicated than Ticket to Ride. So if you're ready for that next step, I think this is a good one to do.
Absolutely.
I think it would be really fun for people who enjoy that building routes.
Yeah. Worker placement,
definitely.
Because you're placing out your engineers in different spots to do different things, different actions.
And if you don't mind, take that, because it definitely can have that element. Even if you're not trying, you still are like, I have to go here. This is all I can really do. I need to do it, and you're going to knock somebody else off.
Yeah.
And so if you don't mind take that, we kind of love it, and so it's totally fine, then I would recommend that.
Yeah, and then obviously the theme. It's kind of nostalgic.
Yeah.
1940s, 1950s. Yeah. Airplane flights and things like that. And so the theme is really cool, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so if you love this theme, or you think it's... what's that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Oh, yeah.
And Bill,
it kind of does give those kind of vibes.
Yeah.
What is that
Catch
called?
Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can.
It feels like the theming is sort of in that range a little bit. It's not exact, but anyway, if you like that kind of theme, then that's another reason to love this game.
Okay, so there's one drawback in my opinion.
Yep.
And that is the art isn't super compelling.
That's
like
true.
It's just kind of, I mean, it's the map of the world and all of that. So like once you're actually playing that, like the theme comes out in the gameplay a lot, but the actual art in the game is not super exciting. So I will say that.
Yeah, that's a good point. So what would you rate the game?
Okay, so I definitely would rate this game an A for sure. It's probably an A+ for me. I enjoyed it so much. This is one of those games that will go on a future list at some point about like surprise games.
Yeah.
Because, well, okay, I will say when I first saw it, I was kind of, I was interested in the theme of the game.
Yeah.
But the reason it's been out for 5 years and we've never purchased it is because I didn't think we would actually like the gameplay.
Right.
Because I was like, bidding, you know, I was like, whatever. Stocks, that sounds boring. And so I just wasn't super interested. So this is going to go on a future surprise. As I heard people talk about it, I knew more and more that it would probably be something that we would enjoy, which is why I went ahead and purchased the game.
Yeah.
And so, but I would say that it is definitely a great game. For me, I think it's a great game.
Okay. I also am surprised by it. When we got it out, not having known too much, I know a little bit about it beforehand, but I didn't know too much. When we got it out on the table, I predicted within myself that it would be probably a good game, like a B,
like a B game,
like a solid B. I was very wrong. It is an A, if not A+ for me too. Awesome. Like it is a great game.
Yes.
Like surprisingly great game.
And it doesn't overstay its welcome. Okay, we've only played it at 2 players so far. So, you know, take that for what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't overstay its welcome. It was pretty fast. And 7 rounds seems like it would take a long time and it really didn't. Yeah. It was good.
I wouldn't say it's a game that you can just like constantly play.
Agreed.
But it is a game that you can play in bursts.
Yes.
Like I could definitely easily see playing this 4 or 5 times and then putting it away for a little while and then getting it back out and playing it several times again.
I agree with that. Yeah. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.
And tell us down below in the comments what you think about this game. Tell us what your rating is and if you enjoyed it or not.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.